Hi gang, I don't believe I've done a video showing you guys the whole process from start to finish, getting a car ready for a ceramic coating. This would go for any kind of coating or protection, so you might be able to get something out of it. It can be rather lengthy, so I'm going to split it into two videos. I'm going to do some editing to shorten it up a bit for you, make it as enjoyable as I can. But the process can be lengthy even when the car comes in as taken care of and as loved as the one that I'm going to show you here. Um, a lot of little things can be overlooked by the untrained eye, and I'll point these things out to you before I even get started. So, I have the car ready, it's washed, let's get it done. At first glance, you would take notice that the car is really taken care of. And it is. But there are some small things around the car, like on top of the hood here. There's swirling, there's hard water spots, they didn't wash off. There's some scratches right over here. They're very light, superficial, but they have to be removed. Down along the side of the car here, we have the usual area of whatever came up from the roadway and either stuck onto the car or scuffed it or splashed it. We have to take care of that as well. Back here we have a little bit of rubber from the 500 or 600 horsepower or whatever's in this twin turbo. On the back here at the wing there are some more love marks, as I call them. Just a little bit of marring, maybe from the wash mitt or maybe even from the drying process itself, but they have to be removed as well. Down below here, we have some more rubber to remove. We also have some light swirls to remove on the quarter and the door. Down below in the rockers, we have some more that has been slung up from the roadways. And back up onto the hood, where there's some more hard water spots and light scratches. So even though the car is in excellent shape, there is still a full day's worth of work to do. So we're going to start off with the Strip Ease, or IP solution, and remove any kind of wax or sealant or whatever may be on there to protect the car. When the entire car is stripped, we're going to grab the Citral 266. That's my go-to for removing anything that the roadways had to offer and slung up onto the vehicle. We're also going to use that towards the back of the car where there's burnt and melted rubber from the tires that are slung up onto the back of the quarters. An important note to remember when using the 266, when using it on clear coat, do an immediate flush right after use. Then move on to the next panel or the other side of the vehicle. I'm also going to use it back here where the rubber is clinging onto the side, the clear coat. We're going to spray directly on top and we'll just watch that rubber melt away. Simply wipe away anything that's left over with a microfiber, preferably an older or crappy one you can just throw right into the trash. Another important thing I do after the wash process and before I start correcting is I get all that junk off the rotors from the wash process. I simply just go back and forth in the garage, in the shop, and wear that stuff off. I want to get that off now. I don't want it to come off as the customer is pulling into his driveway and has his buddies there waiting to show off the car, and what's hanging on the wheels and the side of the car is brake dust. I don't want that, so I get rid of it right here. And that's more like it. Alright, a section of the roof that I'm going to work on is taped off. I do that to every section that I'm going to go to. I'm going to tape off the corners or any kind of crack or crevice that any residue might escape and get in there, and I have to clean out later. Now the compound I'm using is a hard cut by Angel Wax, but it has diminishing abrasives, so it's going to turn into a one-step. There's hardly any residue with this compound. It stays wet under the pad for as long as you need it to, so you can actually do half of a roof or even half of a hood at one time if you please. Now, as you know, I'm already a control freak when it comes to residue control. So I will point out the 4 or 5 different ways that I practice it hardcore when I'm working on a black car. I am starting out here with the long throw, the 21mm, with a microfiber cutting pad, and I do the entire roof section with that. Then we jump to the pillars and the mirrors, work our way from top to bottom. What I use here is the pneumatic 2-inch polisher. I have a 2-inch microfiber cutting pad, and I'm still using the Angel Wax hard cut compound. All we really have to remove here from these areas are some very light marring from washing and drying. We're going to jump on over to the hood, take care of those hard water spots. We're going to go back to the long throw polisher with its microfiber cutting pad attached. We're going to get the compound spread out, and then we're going to slow down the arm speed. We got to work off the water spots, but we're going to do it in one step. Normally, I would have to do a section half this size with some of the crappy compounds that are out there that flash too quick. But this one, as I've mentioned, stays wet under the pad, so you can take your time, go at your own pace, remove whatever defects or imperfections are on the surface, and you're good to go. Here you take notice where my hands are. The left hand is steering the tool with only 2 fingers applying pressure. The right hand is just steering, making sure the cord is up in the air. There's no pressure down on the tool. I'm letting the tool do the work. I'd like to point out another facet right here in the residue control, and that is my little duster. I have that in my pocket ready to go in between every pass or every step. And we're going to switch from the long throw to the little 3-inch Griot's Garage polisher to get the side of the hood scoop. The 3-inch Griot's Garage polisher here also has a 3-inch microfiber cutting pad. I'm going to try to remember to put a link down below for everything I used in the 2 videos for you. Now here you take notice, the tool obviously is not a powerhouse, but with the compound and the cutting pad that I have on here, I'm just guiding the tool. I'm letting it do the work. I'm letting the pad and the compound do the work. I have my hand controlling the cord. My right hand is guiding the tool with hardly any pressure down on it. Here's another thing I like to do for residue control, that is bring in compressed air. I like to blow off the whole car if I can in between steps. So we're going to jump to the front bumper, I still have the 3-inch Griot Garage polisher, the microfiber cutting pad, and we're going to take care of the top half of the bumper with this one before we swap out, go to the 2-inch polisher for the bottom part where we have all those little intricate ins and outs down around the fog lights or parking lights or intake or the vents for the air dam. Right here, we jump back on the 2-inch pneumatic polisher. I'm down on my side on the Z creeper, and we're going to get this area down below. Alright guys, I'm going to cut the first video right here. Time for a bathroom break, grab refreshments, jump back for part 2.